All right, so let's rock. Does science say that there is no God? A man here says if you are trusting science that much and scientists say there is no God, aren't you contradicting yourself? Well, it's funny that you would make that claim but not be able to back it up because scientists do not all say that there is no God. But let me tell you what science, not scientists, but what science has proven to us. So science has taught us that you cannot have a material effect that is greater than its cause. An effect cannot be greater than its cause. And so, since we know that everything that has a beginning had a beginner, and we know that the physical universe had a beginning, then therefore the physical universe had a beginner. Let's prove that. So the second law of thermodynamics tells us that due to entropy, that the usable energy in the universe is running out. And so at that point, the universe is going to reach what's called heat death. So at this point in what's happening now is that science is telling us once again is that the universe is running out of usable energy, which lets us know that the universe has not always existed. So picture a cell phone, right? A cell phone does not have an indefinite amount of usable energy. Once you turn it on, it is eventually going to dissipate of the amount of juice that it has in it. So therefore, once I turn my cell phone on, at some point it's going to run out of energy, juice, battery, etc., etc. So this lets us know if the universe is running out of usable energy, then it is absolutely not eternal. Because if it was eternal or infinite in the past, then we would have already run out of usable energy. All right. So we know that science has taught us that the universe is not eternal, meaning that it came into existence at some point in time. Got it? This point is referred to as a singularity. All right. We also know that the universe is expanding from that particular point called the singularity. So if it's expanding like a V, then we know at some point in time that it came into existence. All right. Here is an atheist letting us know that at some point in time, the universe came into existence. So this is not some Christian thing that we're just putting out there. This is an atheist scientist, one of the most well-respected ones in the world before, letting us know the universe had a beginning. So here's another saying that only something outside of space and time could have brought the universe into existence. I haven't even said the word God yet, but clearly if something happens at a point in time, then what something outside of time, space, and matter had to bring the universe into existence. So again, the universe is not eternal. Something that brought the universe or someone brought the universe into existence at a point in time, which means they must exist outside of time. All right. So here you have an agnostic astronomer telling us that, hey, this is something that biblical people have been trying to tell us forever. So again, at this point in time, I have not brought out anybody who's Christian giving a Christian worldview. We are using science and scientists to affirm what is something that Christians have always said, and that is that the universe had a beginning. And Albert Einstein, another non-Christian, is telling us that it is the Christian worldview that gives us the method of science itself, assuming that the world is orderly, that it is going to have the same pattern, that it operates based on the laws of logic, all of that stuff. So again, none of these people are Christians, all scientists telling us the same thing. And just for the record, here is a bunch of creationists who are scientists as well. So this is not something that only Christian scientists believe in, different things like that. These are simply the laws of science telling us something that the biblical worldview has been affirming since the very beginning. So let's go through this again. If something has a beginning, then it had to have had a beginner. All right. All people that are atheists and everything will say is we don't know yet basically anything other than God. All right. So what we do know is if something, whatever it is or whoever it was that is responsible for the beginning of the universe must exist outside of time, space, and matter. Why? Because the universe came into existence in time. All right. So the universe is made of matter and the universe is, of course, taking up space. So whatever or whoever created the universe or the universe comes into existence must exist outside of time, space, and matter. It must have it must have intellect, because clearly there is order, there is a design to the universe. It's not just thrown together. All right, so it must have intellect. It must have life. So whatever it is that is responsible for the creation of the universe or the existence of the universe must have life, because it has given life. Again, an effect cannot be greater than its cause. So you cannot get intellect and you cannot get life from something that does not have life and does not have intellect. And then last of all, whatever or whoever it is must be personal, because it decided to create the universe or have the universe come into existence. So what we have right now by science alone is a timeless, spaceless, immaterial, personal, powerful, intellectual creator. Now you tell me what that is if it's not God. That's what I want to know. If you don't want to rock with God and that's your answer, no problem at all. Then explain to me the origin of the universe and what the first cause is without God. And remember, every material effect must have a cause. So please don't ask me in the comments, well, who created God? God is not a material effect. God is the first cause. If God had a beginning, or if God had a creator, then he would not be God. So again, that argument is self-defeating. Finally, time, space, and matter all have to come into existence at the same time. It's called a continuum, right? So if you have time and space but no matter, what are you putting anywhere? If you have matter and space but no time, when are you putting it there? And if you have matter and time but no space, where are you putting it there? So time, space, and matter all have to come into existence at the same time. In the beginning, there's time. God created the heavens, there's space, and the earth. There's matter. I rest my case. Science and Christianity and the Bible are not in competition with one another. They are in collaboration. Blessings.